Hello. I am making a updated video on the progress of my recovery journey. It feels so oily. Yes, I'm making an updated video on my recovery journey. So I think I left off, I think my last video was maybe a month ago. And to be quite honest, I think I was still struggling. I was still struggling with using. But all of a sudden, one day, I just woke up, and I believe that day was May 19th. I woke up and I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm completely done. And in that moment, and since that moment, for the first time since this past relapse, I can honestly say I don't want it more than I want it. And that's how I felt. And since then, that day, I looked at myself that morning in the mirror, and it was just like something just had clicked. Something literally clicked. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Oh my God. Like, Sade, you are so much better than this. And you deserve so much more than what you're giving yourself. And, I was just thinking, like, my family needs me. How am I able to be stable for my family? And I'm constantly, just using all day, every hour on the hour. So when that day when I called myself, just all of a sudden stopping, I started, I was still, I was going through withdrawals and stuff like that. And the day before that, when I had went and dropped that week at the community center, and when my counselor had told me what was in my system, I had no idea. This whole time they were mixing opioids or heroin with Xanax. So I had no idea that I was even taking Xanax. I didn't know. And so that's why when I had went and got back on methadone, I had started off at 20 milligrams, and that should have been fine. I was still experiencing withdrawal symptoms, so I had them take me up to 35. I was still experiencing withdrawal symptoms. So when I found out that Xanax was in my system, I'm like, oh my God, that's it. I'm withdrawing off of Xanax. That's why this methadone isn't working all the way, because I'm gonna have to withdraw off of Xanax. So what I did was I went and got something, and usually that something would have been gone that day. I would have been in that all day long, and it would have been gone that day. But in my head, I'm like, I need to wing myself off of these Xanax. So the withdrawals isn't so bad. So instead of using every day on the hour all day, I used one time in the morning, and it was just like a tiny little bit, like less than like just that much, literally just a tiny bit, nothing that I would ever get high off of. And it took a lot. It took a lot not to knowing that I had it in with me or in the house. It took a lot not to go and continue to go in there or use it all or anything. But it lasted me, I made like a 20 last me for 3-4 days, because I will only use it in the morning and at night. And then after I did that for 2 days, I will only use it at night, just a tiny little bit. I will only use it at night. And then when it was gone, I said, hey, it's gone. I was just going to have to deal with whatever withdrawal symptoms I was going to have to deal with after trying to wean myself off. And I definitely went through, some withdrawals. So I wasn't, when you're in that moment, those moments, you're not trying to record. I actually had it really bad this past month, trying to get off. I had it really bad. I stopped eating for like a week. I was just drinking water because in my head I'm like, okay, as long as I try to keep myself hydrated. But I didn't eat for about a week. And then after that, I was just extremely weak. I was extremely just frail. I went from 177 pounds to 155 just within like 2 weeks. I felt like I was about to collapse, and I was very, very bad, and there's just no way I was going to ever pick up a camera and record myself in those moments. But my partner ended up seeing how bad I was, and he ended up taking off of work one day and tried to nurse me back to health. And I just started taking vitamins and just forcing myself to eat something and all of that. But even like a week after that, I can honestly say this past week has been, I feel like myself. I think all the, withdrawals, all of that is gone. I have not been high since May 18th. And I honestly, in my heart, feel like this past relapse was, that was my kiss goodbye forever. I don't ever want to go down that road again. And it's so weird that I captured a lot of moments on my channel here with being high. I capture moments of me on my way to get something, and I just don't ever want to go down that road again. It was so rough because I honestly didn't. There was so many times I didn't know how I was going to get past day 1. I didn't know how I was ever going to get past day 2. And so to be here in this moment and to be sober, and the last time when I had got sober, for those 3 years, I was smoking weed, and that's what I went from heroin and fentanyl to weed, and so I was smoking weed like every day. Well, this time around, I definitely wanted to do things differently, and I just want to be sober. I just want to be completely sober. I don't want anything in my system. So there's no weed, there's no drinking, there's no vaping, there's no nothing. Now I do smoke cigarettes, but there's nothing. Like, I'm just completely sober. And I feel completely proud of myself because I'm the type of person, I'm a very isolated person. I don't have family, and I kind of don't really even have friends or anything. So I'm basically a loner. So to get through this, and my partner, he's never went through, he really doesn't understand too much about addiction. He thinks his opinions are facts. So I keep those conversations short because it irritates my soul sometimes. But I feel like I did it by myself. I definitely did it with the help of you guys. You guys definitely checked on me and tried to keep me pushing and congratulated me just with the little steps that I was making. And so I appreciate all of you guys. I definitely do. And I just feel proud of myself. I just feel so happy. I feel extremely happy. And I just have to keep going. So I am currently, I've been, back into women's recovery meetings, back into the moms group, doing different groups and meetings and classes and stuff like that. Definitely just trying to have that support system from somewhere, back into counseling weekly, and all of that has been going great. Let's see. What else? Really can't think of anything else, but I just wanted to at least give an update on how I was doing and how things were going. And I'm proud of myself in this moment because it was extremely hard. Like I said, I didn't know how I was going to get past day one. So to be in this moment, in my head, I'm just like, I can't go back. The temptation, the first few weeks, the temptations were, oh my God, at like a 10. And it seems like when I started May 19th, when I made up in my mind that I was done, that day on, oh my God, I feel like I went through so many deep I had so many problems and issues, and a lot of things was coming my way. And I remember one day I was sitting on the porch outside, out front, and I was like literally crying. And in that moment I thought to myself, I have to make a phone call. I have to get something, because that's the only thing that's going to calm me down. That's the only thing that's going to make me feel better, you know. And I'm so proud that I was able to get through that moment, and other moments too, without using. My triggers, like some people's triggers are like money, people, places, things, friends, different things like that. My triggers are emotions, you know, feeling emotions. When I'm sad, mad, hurt, angry, I hate feeling those emotions. So I want to numb myself and just not be in my reality. So those are my triggers. So I'm in the process of learning different coping skills, whether it's walking, journaling, other things, walking trails. I'm learning coping skills to get me past or get me through some of those hard days. But this week is the first week that the temptation to use is not at a 10. I'm not constantly thinking about it or just wanting to use. So that's a plus. And I feel like all in all, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I've had some rough times, and I think through this process within this past month, I realized that, you know, I've been hurting since I was a kid. Since the age of 9 years old, I've been experiencing hurt, pain, like very traumatic things since a kid, from a kid to teenage years to adult years. And I think I'm tired of feeling hurt. I'm tired of feeling pain. I'm tired of feeling these feelings that I felt my whole life. So, you know, of course, you know, I try to get past those things by numbing myself, and by just being in a different zone. But it's time I take care of some really deep rooted issues and a lot of traumatic things that I've experienced in my life. It's time I start to heal and get myself together, and that's what I'm doing now. So wish me luck, and just thank you for you guys' support and just all the comments and stuff that I see. I appreciate it all. So thank you, and I'll have another update here soon. Maybe one day I will dig into you know, some of the traumatic things that I've experienced in my life from a young girl on, and you know, just to give a better look into Sade, you know, Sade's world. So I want to be true to myself, and it was really hard to get on here after tapering off of methadone and all of the congratulations posts and stuff I was getting, comments and stuff. It was really hard for me to get on here and actually be honest about my relapse, but I definitely just wanted to be honest about it. So stay on this journey with me, and I would love to be a support to, you know, somebody the same way you guys were a support to me. So I will see you guys soon, and I will definitely continue to give updates here and there. So, all right, bye.